Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hot Tea channel. Today's video isn't really tea. We're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna addressing her recent TikToks and admitting that she was experiencing a manic episode. Just a disclaimer, this video is not aiming to make fun of Gabbie or her mental state, nor to mock people dealing with similar issues. We are simply covering what has been going on, what people have been saying, and also I want to throw a quick trigger warning for people who might be upset by topics like mental health, mania, etc. And if this is triggering to you, viewer discretion is advised. In the past 2 weeks, Gabbie Hanna, a popular YouTuber, musician, and influencer, had people concerned. People were worried because of her content on TikTok, saying that she is experiencing a manic episode and that she needs help and to take a break from social media. She posted over 150 TikToks in just one day or so, and the majority of the videos were about extreme religious views and saying that she is the second coming of Jesus, having visions, talking about angels, numerology, etc. She also made some racist and transphobic remarks, let a stranger in her house that ended up being someone who wanted to help. In many of the TikToks, she would scream, be hyper, and overall just not seem well. We have covered this situation already in detail in 2 previous videos. If you want to know more, give them a watch. So the other day, Gabbie Hanna finally addressed the situation. She made several TikToks where she discussed what happened through her lens.
So, yes, I was manic. I am bipolar. I've talked about it. You can scroll back. It's no secret. I'm bipolar.
In the first video, she admitted people were right. She did experience a manic episode. She said she never hid that she was bipolar type 2, but previously she had never experienced a manic episode, and this was her first one. Prior to that, she had been hypomanic, which is a less intense state.
It started with me doing some spoken word poetry and trying to talk about things that I care about.
Gabbie claims her mental state at first wasn't what people said it was. She was just talking about the things that she's passionate about. And later on, due to the situation with Nick, the stranger who wanted to help her, and everyone online telling her that she was having a manic episode, actually got to her and triggered her. Then she proceeds to talk about the stranger, and people noticed that she is changing the situation and how it actually unraveled. Because the guy posted clips on his way to her house and when she let him in, people are now comparing what she's saying and what played out in his posts, and they pointed out Gabbie is shifting how it all happened. However, some said in the comments that we shouldn't nitpick on the inconsistencies in her story because she wasn't really in her right mind due to the episode. Maybe she just misremembers it.
I got his prints, I got his DNA, I had him say his full name on the phone. I really felt like I was protecting myself just in case I knew that I had his prints and his DNA and also a witness to his name and the fact that he was there.
In another video, she continued to explain the situation with the stranger. She said that she felt safe letting him in because she assessed that it was really early and there were people around in the neighborhood. She asked him for his full name and then Googled him, and she also offered him coffee when she let him in. And Gabbie said that this was done to have his fingerprints. But then there are a few more inconsistencies. For example, she posted several videos of them dancing together in her room and bathroom, but now she's saying that he followed her on there even though she asked him to stay downstairs.
So as he kept pushing to hang out with me after I told him that I wasn't interested, I asked him basically, do you have any friends? Like, are you okay? Because he was like shaking, and now I know why. It's because he was doing something incredibly disgusting and manipulative, and he was nervous about it. So then I filmed him again, and I just kept putting him on the internet to remind him that there are people watching him and to not do anything stupid.
Then a friend of hers called her and told her the guy was posting online, so she kicked him out. Again, a lot of the comments were, how did you assess all of this in that state? Or, that's not how it happened. We watched the videos that you posted. You immediately let him in. And people were accusing her of gaslighting all of us.
After I kicked him out, I was like really shaken, like I was upset. I just put on some music. I went in my room. Sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional about this, but it is upsetting. So I was just like pacing around in my room and like trying to calm myself down. And then I hear banging at my door and I thought it was him.
Gabbie got quite emotional, and then she talked about someone breaking in, which was the police doing a wellness check. Gabbie's alarms went off and she thought that she heard a gunshot, which was a loud bang at her door.
I was just sitting in my room, like hyperventilating, and then I hear people calling my name at the bottom of the stairs, like Gabrielle, Gabrielle.
Apparently, the people who were at her house were the police trying to check on her due to the high number of calls. According to her, there were around 4 to 5 officers, and they told her that they were there to see if she's okay.
Or how there's all of a sudden all of these cops in my house, what felt like moments after this kid left. Like, I actually don't know the exact time. I know he got here around 9:30. They got here between 10 and 10:30. I don't really know how long he was in my house, but they asked me to turn around on the stairs, and then they cuffed me. And I said, why am I being put in cuffs? And they just kept saying, it's for your own safety.
Gabbie asked them if they were coming for that guy, and they explained that they've been getting calls. And then she was cuffed and told that it was for her safety. They kept on asking her if she was okay, if she wanted to hurt herself, and she would just answer no, and the calls they were getting were trolls.
And they said, well, why do we keep getting calls? And I said, I tell you guys every time you come, it's just trolls. But like, they have no internal communication, and that's the problem. Is like, I believe that a lot of the cops that show up have good intentions. They're just doing their job, but they don't communicate with each other. So now I'm the target of the police getting angry that calls are coming in about it. Do you guys have any internal communication, or am I just going to be harassed for the rest of my life on these wellness checks? Because I'll tell you what, the cops for the past month are what triggered me into my very first fucking manic episode.
Gabbie also talked about being high during all of this, and she went on to talk about how weed affects her.
I think an important piece of this story too that I should acknowledge is that I was high as my weed experience is very hallucinogenic and also very spiritual, which is fine if you're just chilling in nature.
She talks about her previous traumas, mentioned child PTSD, domestic abuse, sexual abuse, death threats, hate, and bullying. She brought these things up because due to the things like that in the past, she reacts the way she does. Gabbie said that most of the police officers that went to check on her were understanding and kind, but police are not trained on how to assess mental and wellness checks. She added that all of this is making her feel sad and embarrassed.
I'm sad and I'm hurt and I'm embarrassed, but like, it happened, and now there's nothing to do but just like move on from it.
Gabbie stated that she won't be smoking weed as much or at all because of how it affects her and how intense it is for her. She also added that she will be going back to therapy to work through all that happened to her.
I need to make sure that I'm talking to the right people. I'm currently looking for a therapist who is also spiritual and won't invalidate my spirituality or my belief.
Moving on, Gabbie said that this experience will help her be a better mental health advocate. However, she stated that just because she was manic, it didn't mean that she was in danger, and people shouldn't be as worried and call the cops on her. A few people pointed out that mania is unpredictable, and if no one called to check on her, she probably would have said nobody cared and tried to help her. Gabbie ended up deleting all of the videos that she posted except for around 2 to 3 screaming "help me" and "God, I wish I could sleep" ones, and then another one where she just played music and danced in her bedroom. People noted those are her most viewed TikToks out of all of them. I'm not sure 100% if it's true, as the majority of the TikToks got views anywhere between 500,000 to 1 million, but those 3 in particular seem to be the most viewed ones. The Help Me one has over 11 million views, and Gabbie claims that these were performances, that they were spoken word and poetry.
Yeah, I screamed in that video, the Help Me video, because I am trying to get attention on it. But just because I'm responding to a poem with passion and emotion and performing, that was performance. Help me, help me, help me, help us. That was performance.
She explained that she deleted them due to the high number of TikToks and because people called that manic, and she thinks that actually triggered her to go from hypomanic to a manic episode.
First reason is just that there were so fucking many of them. I feel like that's why a lot of people were calling me manic in the first place, which was actually really triggering and probably took me out of a hypomanic episode and into a manic episode. I feel like I get so defensive so quickly because of just like the constant fucking mental abuse and harassment I get online. I'm like very quick to build my walls up.
Then she says that TikToks don't take that much time for her to do, and that she has become very defensive as a result of the constant online bullying. And then Gabbie says the whole spiral, people calling the police on her, makes her sad, and that is why she deleted them. Then she proceeds to talk about her art and other artists being controversial. People reacted really harshly to that one because she was blame shifting and gaslighting everyone. Also, people at that point wanted her to address the trans and racist remarks. Some did recognize it might take her some time to fully adjust and calm down from the events, and she might readdress the situation. In some of the recent addressing last week TikToks, Gabbie has mentioned her album also used songs from it to show that her music is good for yoga, stretching, etc. And people are speculating even more that all of this was for attention and to promote her most recent project. Gabbie said that she always has new stuff, so it's not about that.
Because I never cause drama or fake anything to promote a project. And people are always like, every time she has a project coming out, I always have a project coming out. And I'm always mentally ill.
Though she recognized that she got attention in our last update on Gabbie, she said TMZ talked about her. She even made a comparison between her and Britney Spears.
I found out yesterday I was on TMZ again. But just like Brit, hey TMZ.
While we are on the topic of the stranger who Gabbie let in her house, let's give an update on him as well. The Nick guy has gained about 60,000 followers on his TikTok, where he posted all the clips from Gabbie's place, and he hasn't stopped talking about it. He keeps on posting on TikTok, and he went live with other creators, and he even offered to talk to drama and commentary channels, one of which was H3. Most channels have agreed to not give the guy a platform because they don't feel like this behavior should be supported.
Oh my god, it was the edibles. I didn't even think about it until somebody commented that the kid who lied his way into my house filmed edibles.
Gabbie blamed edibles for her Manic episode. She said that even when she just smokes weed, she gets a spiritual experience, and the edibles are much more intense for her. She mentioned getting hallucinations on them, seeing people's aura, being psychic. Gabbie explained why she took these edibles that she had due to her throat hurting from smoking, so she wanted to take a break from it. Then she pulled some statistics about negative effects from edibles, which included delusions, hallucinations, and paranoia. One of the things that people really wanted Gabbie to address were the transphobic comments that she made in one of her now deleted TikToks. She was basically saying that we all have feminine qualities and masculine spirits, and people can express themselves however they want, but people are getting confused that they're transgender. And here is her response to that. She said, "Dear trans babies, I misspoke in a major way, and I'd like to expand on what I meant. You are valid and loved, and regardless of whether or not you like me, I will continue to fight for you. A lot of us feel confused about our identities and sexualities because, as you know, society has created a gender binary. Sex is what you're born with between your legs. Gender is how you feel in between your ears. Gender was created for linguistic purposes. Throughout time, because it was necessary for survival in the past, men and women were expected to fill certain roles in the home and workplace. Fast forward to 2022, where both men and women can do any job that they'd like. Men can stay at home and care for the babies, and women can go out and be the breadwinner. But society can still be cruel and unforgiving to those who express themselves differently to things that they do not understand. Effeminate men and masculine women are bullied. It's not fair. Gender dysphoria is real and scientifically recognized. Anyone who tells you otherwise is ignorant to the facts. I would never want anyone to feel anything other than accepted as exactly who they are born to be. I take hormones daily, often prescribed to MTF trans patients for acne. My doctor told me most women stay on it because they enjoy the other side effects of lowering their testosterone so much. Hormone therapy works. When used properly, I'm an advocate for it. Life is so long, and for those of us fortunate enough to live in a free country, we get to be whoever we want to be. That means you can wear what you want, call yourself whatever you want, and do whatever you want for a living. My only encouragement to young trans people, if you need to hear it, is that you don't have to make any of the big scary decisions right now. It breaks my heart that the suicide rates pre and post surgery are nearly identical. And that is pretty much all of what's been going on. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you think that Gabbie should take a break from social media? Was it all an act? Should people have not commented or called the cops on her? I really just want to know differing opinions on this subject. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want more, and subscribe to this channel. We post new videos every single day. Alright, bye bye.